Y'all, I am so proud of my son. I have been crying for reasons that have nothing to do with him, honestly. And I am just realizing and creating, or now have the words to express what has really been going on with me, what has really been happening, and what I've really been feeling. And it is just grief that this chapter is closing. And yeah, it is hard to let go of your baby, let them leave the nest and go and become their own man, right? Or own woman, however, whatever. So it's been hard, but it has nothing to do with him. I'm really just dealing with my own feelings, but I am so super proud of him. And that joy and that grief and all of that is just hitting all at the same time. And it is finding a way to understand it for myself and to have the language and the verbiage to express it, and then being able to express it with truth and honesty that it is what it is. It's hard to let your baby go. It is hard to see them um becoming their own person and getting ready to go off in the world and do their own thing. That's really hard. And I just didn't know that. I didn't know it at all. And so therefore, I'm just learning to deal, to cope, to feel the feels, to just, I don't know, have the words to be able to express what it all feels like. And the interesting thing that I have to think about is if I think about my whole life or his whole life and me being his mother, like to rewind all of that, I think it all brings a lot into perspective. Like I've had this little baby, I've held him, I've groomed him, I've molded him, I've shaped him, I've poured into him, I've mothered, for endless hours, endless days, hours, minutes, and all of that. And all of that kind of comes to a slow halt. And I mean, it doesn't stop because you're always their parent, you're always their mother, right? You're gonna be still mothering, but it's just different. It is so different now that he's grown and you have expectations for your grown children to be able to live in a certain way, and because of what you've taught them, right? How to clean their home and how to cook and how to be independent and do things for themselves. You've taught them that. So it's kind of like you're not there over them hovering and telling them to do this, do that, clean this up, pick that up, get you some lunch, get you some dinner. Like you're not doing all of that, mother. You're not thinking about, their needs every single moment of the day because they are independent. And so it's different now that I don't have to think of all that. And I'm trying to think about in this season, who am I really becoming? Who am I really going to be now that my son is leaving the home and I don't have to mother the way that I was doing before? What am I going to be doing with my time, energy, my effort, and all of the things that, all of the space that would have been taken up by me mothering and attending games and attending track meets and his all of his things. Now I won't have to do that, and so now it'll be me and my husband in the house enjoying each other and finding with not finding because I feel like we're in a good space, like we know what's what, but just the time and everything is like, it's all about us. It's all about us. My son's not here. So it's kind of like, well, yeah, you want to get up and do this, and we get up and do it, not having to think about my son, not having to think about, well, do we have to ask him if he wants to go? Does he like everything changes about our day-to-day life. And that is just, it's different. It's very different. And like I said, I have experienced this before. If I didn't mention, I think in my last video, I was a mess of it. But I think I mentioned my son did go to Oak Hill Academy, it was about 5 hours from our home. And it was a co-ed boarding school. So he had kind of this experience already where he had kind of like the college life and feel or preparation, of that. So he was independent, doing his own thing, waking himself up for school, getting himself, ready, doing his schoolwork on his own timing, managing his time, managing his day-to-day, his sports and things like that. So he's kind of gotten a feel of what college life would feel like. But so me and my husband had that. kind of empty nest vibe for the first 2 years of high school. But the thing was, it was different. It hit different because I always knew he was coming home, and it was 5 hours away. So I can shoot there. I could put him on a plane. Like we could just have him back in our proximity in a short amount of time. And I knew he was coming home, so it wasn't like I had all of these feelings and the emotions like, oh, my baby. Like I didn't have that. It seemed to be a whole lot easier. But so with that being said, me and my husband kind of had this, we've been in this space before for a short period of time where we know what to expect. We know that we like each other and we like being around each other and we got our own lives, but we do come together to do our thing. And so that part won't be hard, but it is just now us and doing our thing. Like literally we have nobody else to think about. We don't have not in that sense. We thinking about my son, but we don't have to. Our everyday moves don't have to be predicated on what his schedule is, what he's doing. Like, does he have an event or like we don't have that anymore. So yeah, it's making me truly identify and evaluate like who I am becoming in this season, and it's giving me a lot of time and energy and space to hold for myself and for our relationship, but for myself, in what I'm building for my second life. So that is actually going to be a good thing. And I'm grateful for that because it'll give me the time to continue to build and grow what I want to do for, like I said, my second chapter. So I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. And honestly, this is a major milestone for my son and for myself because him graduating, it is literally like a permission slip for me. It is like check, job well done, mom. Your kid is graduating from high school. They have achieved, this milestone. They have accomplished, and you did well, job well done. And now you have the permission to be, do, become, work on, and do all the things that you wanted to do. That mothering may have taken up that space, or you may have just put on the back burner because you chose to, because mothering was the priority. So, it literally is a permission slip. And as I think about that, like I love the idea of that. I love the idea that, yeah, he's able to graduate, get out of high school and get his diploma and see that as an accomplishment and, one milestone achieved. And it's just a really great thing for him. So I celebrate him. I lift him up and I, give him all the joy and just all of the love for being able to do that. And then two, I'm like, Mom, good job. Pat on the back. You need something for you. This is my push gift. That's what that is. This is a push gift because I pushed through, 4 years of elementary school and getting you squared away, or middle school, however you call it. And then 4 years of high school, showing up for you as a parent, being there, giving, pouring into, lifting up, and, elevating you in a sense to you are who you are and you are who you becoming, like you are. So yeah, it's an achievement for both of us. It's an accomplishment for both of us. So like I said, I'm super, super, super excited about that. And I look at it as I'm really in the process of this identity shift. And I talk about this in previous videos, not related to my son and me becoming an empty nester. But I do talk about this in previous episodes where it really is an identity shift when your child is leaving home and you have been mothering 24/7, and now the mothering role is kind of, you know, pushed kind of like on the back burner, for lack of better words. So now your identity is not solely mom and mothering. Like that current phase is I'm mothering, but I'm mothering from a distance because my son is going to be away and doing his own thing, becoming his own man. So he'll call me to consult, right? Mom, what you think about this? How should I do this? Like, can you give me some ideas about this? Can you help me with this? It's mothering. This is a different level to it. So I see that as, yeah, truly identity shift for me because now mothering is not my primary role, as it was before. So I know that can be hard for some parents to identify with themselves when they once their kids leave home. Like they're like, who am I? Who am I becoming? Now what do I do? Now that my kid is not here and I'm not having to mother 24/7, like who am I? And that is where, like I said, having something to do and having a plan and knowing who I'm becoming and identifying that person and putting that in motion, working towards that, walking in her, like seeing her and um I am truly becoming her and I am embodying her. That's the word I was looking for. Embodying her, the future sparkle that I have planned and foreseen and have worked towards and are is building. That is who I am becoming, and that identity is shifting into her. And that requires permission. Honestly, it requires me giving myself permission to do that, but then too, looking at this milestone and my son graduating as permission for me to now be able to do that. And yeah, that is good. That is really good. And I'm excited and I am yeah, I'm stepping into her and it feels good. It feels good. Of course, the empty nester, the grief will be what it is for some time because we still have time before my son actually he graduates in a week and then we have time with him over the summer because school starts like late August. So we have some time to still be in this build up season, this build up phase and really kind of still feel all these feels. We have some time where we'll be going through that. When I think the chapter will officially feel closed. Like I said, when we take him to school and we get him set up in his room and we have to walk away and say our see you laters. Um, I think that will feel like the final, like the chapter is really, really close. And so I'm sure I will that will probably be my final the big finale of my breaking down. But yeah, we still have some time. So I will just be coping and I feel like I'm doing a lot better. I feel like I'm definitely doing a lot better. It's still hard to think about and talk about, but I am finding that place of peace with the idea that this is happening, and then the peace with the fact that it is what it is. Feel the feels, have the moments, and don't don't take it for granted because I will never get it again, right? Just feel it, have the moment, and allow it to pass, and yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. I don't want to take this moment for granted. I don't want to, neglect it. I just want it to, I want to live in it and have it and let it be what it's going to be and let it shape me and mold me and build me however. So that's what it is. And I am just choosing to hold that space for myself. Yeah. And now I have the opportunity to, I don't know, release some things and to hold on to some things. I have the opportunity to just, I don't know, to just be, right? Whatever I choose to be and whatever I choose to do and all the things. Um, but yeah, I feel like I need to take some time to identify kind of some of those things that I'm choosing to hold on to and let go. And I think that as I'm talking through this, the one thing that I would release is the fact that I'm never letting go of my son. I had been saying that, like, I feel like I'm letting go, but I'm never letting go of him. So I'm going to release the idea that I'm letting go of him. It's not that, but I am letting him, I'm not letting because he's his own man. He's grown and he is becoming, but I am letting go of the reins, right? Letting go of the reins and um he is going off to become and do. And I'm not in charge. I'm no longer in charge. of or in control of his decision making, what he chooses to do with his time and things like that. I'm not in control of that. I'm releasing the reins, and you are now becoming and doing your own thing. So that probably is the part that feels really hard. But if I've done my job correctly as a mom, he will know what to do and he will know how to live accordingly and walk upright and be a stand up man, and he will know how to do all those things. So yeah, I'm releasing that idea. I'm not letting go, Sparkle, of him. I'm just letting go of the reins. But I will always hold on to the fact that he is my baby and that regardless of how old he gets, where he goes in the world, what he decides to do, he is my baby and I'm gonna be there for him, ride or die. He knows that his mom is always there. So um those are the things off the top of my head that I can think about now that I have the permission and now that I have the understanding, the clarity, and I have some words for what I'm thinking and feeling. This is what I am relinquishing and what I am holding on to, and how I'm going to allow this season to really, really just pan out, how it will. So I'm grateful, y'all, and I am just yeah, I'm finding ways to cope and to deal. And so I hope that if you are becoming an empty nester and you are in this season of a chapter closing with your children, give yourself space. Give yourself the permission. Um, this is it's a hard season and it's a hard time, right? It's a closing of a chapter, but it is okay. You can honor and celebrate them at the same time of grieving this season of closure and hold space for that. It is okay to do that. And if you are in this space, I'm hoping that this helps because as I get closer to the graduation, it'll feel I believe harder and harder until like the chapter finally closes. But give yourself the space and the permission and the space and the permission to just let it be, to let it be. And know that you're not letting go of your child. You are just letting go of the reins and they will know what to do. They will figure things out. They will become who they are meant to become. So drop me a comment and let me know one word, tell me where you are, one word, whatever it means to you, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, drop one word and let me know what that space feels like, where you are, what phase you're in, like how you're dealing. Just drop a word, and it could be grief. It could be grief because that's exactly what it feels like. But like I said, both things can be true. You can be grieving, but still celebrating your children or kid at the same time, and that is real. So y'all, I gotta go, and until next time, like I said, I hope that this is helpful and that you have this soft place to land, somebody to listen to that's going through the same thing you're going through. If you are becoming an empty nester, I know it's real. I am with you. Trust me. I didn't know what I didn't know, and I still don't know what I don't know, right? But I do know that this is real and it's hard, it's heavy, but this too shall pass, and our children will walk across the stage, achieve their milestone, and you now have the permission to become. So I love you, and yeah, head up, stay strong, stay prayed up, and let's celebrate these kids and just still hold space for ourselves while we grieve this closing chapter. And until next time, y'all, bye.